Hello, and welcome to In the Chair with John Slade. Stories you need to hear, the truth you need to know. I'm John Slade, and you're in the chair. Tonight on In the Chair, we have a special treat for you. A one-on-one interview with British Royal Navy veteran James Sterling, a participant in one of the largest battles that you've never heard of, the Battle of Jutland. Please, Mr. Sterling, tell us. The majority of our audience most likely has never heard of this battle. What was it, and where did it take place? Well, firstly, thank you, Mr. Slade, for having me on your program here. But to answer your question, the Battle of Jutland was a fought between the German Navy and the British Navy. It was fought on the North Sea, just west of Denmark, east of the British Isles, and north of Germany. I see. I love your accent, by the way. It's nearly as cool as my voice. Thanks, I guess. Yes. So, what was the objective of this battle? What was the purpose? Well, back then, the British fleet, largest in the seas, mind you, was known as the Grand Fleet. We were under the command of Admiral Jellicoe, and back then, during that battle, our mission was to destroy a portion of the German high seas fleet. But the Germans had other plans, you see. While we wanted to maintain our dominance over the seas, the Germans wanted to break the blockade we had set up around Germany. So they decided that they wanted to lure out a small portion of our ships so they could take them out of the picture, so to speak. Did you think it would be a difficult battle? Well, we certainly expected a quick victory, but it didn't really work out like that. You see, the risk was rather high for the British Navy. If we won the battle, then it wouldn't really affect the German war effort that much. See, the battles were mainly fought on land, and our Navy was superior either way. So it didn't really matter if we destroyed them or not. However, if we lost the battle, however unlikely that may have been, then our blockade would have been broken and the Germans wouldn't be able to get supplies from outside of Europe, which could have severely bolstered their war effort. Well, it seems to me that the Germans had nothing to lose and everything to gain. Indeed, in fact, Winston Churchill, who was the first Sea Lord at the time, stated that Admiral Jellicoe was the one man who could lose the entire war in one afternoon. That Churchill, he had some good quotes. So, take us through the battle, step by step. Well, the Germans had tried with varying success throughout 1916 to lure British ships out of harbour so they could torpedo them with their U-boats. So, in the end of May, Vice Admiral Scheer, the commander of the High Seas Fleet, he decided on a slightly riskier plan. He tried to send a decoy force to Rosyth in order to draw a significant amount of British ships out of harbour, and then the High Seas Fleet, the entire fleet, would be waiting in the wings to swoop in and slaughter all the British ships. However, British spies were able to pick up on their encoded transmissions. They decoded them, and so Admiral Jellicoe knew of their plans a few days before they executed them. He was able to foil their plans by sending out his troops 5 hours before the Germans even left their port. Well, it sounds like they had a rude awakening. I suppose so. Anyway, even though the British were prepared to take on the German fleet, it still couldn't stop them from inflicting heavy losses on us. In fact, the British lost about 2 or 3 times as many ships and as many men as did the Germans. However, the Germans did end up retreating back to their port, and we retained our dominance over the North Sea. Wait, so I'm confused. Who won exactly? Well, nobody really won, actually. See, the Germans failed destroying a large portion of the British fleet, and the British didn't destroy the German fleet. They retreated before it could happen, so really it ended up in a draw. I see. So much life lost for such mediocre results. Are you trying to insult the British Navy? No, I'm merely saying that all that life was lost for absolutely no reason. But it still has significance. I mean, it was the largest naval battle of the World War I. The largest and last, may I remind you. And furthermore... And that's all we have time for here on In the Chair with John Slade. The stories you need to hear. The truth you need to know. I'm John Slade, and this is me, signing off.
Join us next time on John Slade in the Chair for a special dedicated to Whitney Houston. See you next time.